Nah, I heard of
Yeah,
him
I gotta
though.
watch his interviews. Like he be making the people think like they been forgot to press record like later.
He be doing funny shit too.
He do it to like Lil Duval. He did it to Ari, French Montana, like Jada.
Okay.
He was like he was like to what's it called, Charleston White. I think
Yeah.
I watched the thing with Charleston White. He
Yeah.
was like, oh
With Sierra and
yeah.
things.
He was like yeah. Oh shit! Now I was recording. Keep that.
All right, yeah.
What's good? It's your boy Neil.
JP.
The Don.
And you now tune in with S.O.T.M Moves. Today we got a very special guest, straight out the Motherland himself, Motherland Moe. Talk to me.
What's that, man? What's up, y'all?
Chilling.
How about you?
Complain.
How's everything going with you?
Good, man. Can't complain.
That's a fact. And we were supposed to get this thing settled in, the interview settled in like months ago, but you know, the schedules didn't intertwine. But we here.
We here. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
we here.
So
That's facts.
before we talk about Straight Out the Motherland, the brand, let's talk about Mo himself. So talk to me about your trials and tribulations growing up as a child and etc.
Mm-hmm. So, well, Mo before Straight Out the Motherland, I used to play basketball. I was just young, focused on hoops, nothing more, nothing less. That was like my main thing. School, home, basketball. It was pretty much the mixture. But late high school, early college, that was more when I was trying to like find myself. Basketball was still a hobby. It was always a hobby and always a passion. But you know, when you get to a certain age, you think about like, okay, like what's next? You know, so right then and there, when Straight Out the Motherland started for me around 2018, that was when basically I began to jump into the next phase of life after basketball. And Mo, as the CEO for Straight Out the Motherland, I started off as a salesman. I was out the trunk with everything. I was basically selling items, focused mainly on sales within like the tri-state area. That's where I got Mo.718 from. 718 is basically the area code of like the tri-state area. That was my home phone number in the Bronx. So, yeah, besides basketball, the next step for me was understanding that I got all this product for New York City with the dream to continue to spread the awareness for more generations coming after mine. So, yeah, man, a journey. I'm now 5 years in. Besides being a salesman, I'm also a creative director. I basically run pop-ups in New York City. I shoot all the creative campaigns, photography, videography, with a few like creatives. I'm well invested into that. CEO is something that I'm growing into. You know, as the brand gets bigger, things get more technical. And,
Yeah.
you know, you got to be about your business too. But yeah, Mo after, you know, basketball, jumping into Straight Out the Motherland is basically a kid that's passionate from New York City that has a specific goal that he wants to like just bring within his area and where he comes from.
So like, your religion is is a Muslim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you implement that to your brand. How important is that to share that message towards your customers, to the fan base, towards New Yorkers in general?
Mm-hmm. So first and foremost, Motherland is a brand to shine a light on everyone, and the explanation of everyone with different beliefs, skin complexions, or backgrounds, or what age groups, whatever the case may be, we're all united as one. So it's a brand that's basically not physically but verbally and you know through the eyes is all just saying that we love each other, you know, as one. But yeah, so my background, you know, I'm African, Fulani. My religious beliefs, I am Muslim, and for me, the way I see Motherland and its ties to my religion is none of this wouldn't happen if it wasn't for God. So, um, what we all share and what I know that we all share, you know, whether if you're atheist or you have another religious background, is, you know, most of our religions basically stand for the same thing, and that's the right thing, you know. So with that being said, like I know whatever it takes when it comes to Motherland, it's like something that's deeper than just selling clothes. And it's more of the message is so organic and genuine that, you know, God is gonna have to play a big role in it. And, you know, God will be the closest person to you, you know, that may know what you want. So it's like whenever I'm running Motherland, I'm basically running it through God. And it's like I just feel like I'm the messenger to show the rest of the world, you know, what we represent.
That's dope. That's dope.
And then another thing, right? So we're talking about that. It's a funny story. When I was doing my research, it was a story that said that you said. I said that you said. That's crazy. Your brother went away, and you had a box of shipment.
Yeah.
Trust me, Southern Moves do their research.
Yeah.
You had a box of shipment. You sold it in less than 48 hours.
Yeah.
And he came back from his trip, and you guys were talking about it, and he was like, "Wow."
Mm-hmm.
So bring me to that mode. Like, how was that for you?
Yeah.
What was the feeling like?
So that happened in August 2018. And August for me, it was like just like so much emotions, like all in one. And that's basically me figuring out like, what am I going to do in this next phase of life if it's not 24/7 basketball, you know? So at that moment, I was just very curious on life. And I was like just so ambitious, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. So when it came to like that specific story, when I had the opportunity to basically show the city, you know, what Motherland represents, and me being the messenger through sales, it just gave me the drive of keeping it in the back of my mind, like, I'm going to get everybody in New York City to support, like, this movement. And, you know, it was very tough, probably in the beginning, and I'll just say one night as the beginning.
Yeah.
So, you know, I reached out to many people that I was trying to get to support the brand. By purchasing a shirt, I had a shipment of shirts, you know, basically reaching out to everybody, you know, friends, closer acquaintances, you know, like, hey, I'm starting this, you know, I would love the support, you know, whatever the case may be, you know. And that same night, you know, I got left on scene by a few people, you know, so that showed me, okay, so like you could represent something good, but sometimes people may just not see it, or they'll just shut you down. So, you know, I took that on the chin. The following morning when I finally went to the city, took the drive to the city, I had one customer, and from there, everything just fell in place, like literally correctly. Like from there, people would just demand, you know, come to me. I want an item. I want an item. I want an item. And, you know, I sold a lot that day, and it just showed me that, you know, even though things may seem like it's not going to work in your favor, like sometimes you just got to take that step. After that one sale, like it just, I felt like I just turned into a monster after that. And like, I literally have the same energy that I have till today from that specific moment. That just showed me, you know, whatever it looks like on the outside is not what it really is on the end, you know. So, you know, a few people that didn't respond, you know, now give me my flowers, and, you know, some people, you know, bust some U-turns and try to purchase some items and support any way they can. And I just understood that, you know, everybody shows love at different times. So it's not really a situation where, you know, I'd be bitter that somebody didn't want to support me first in the beginning and want to support me now, you know. Sometimes people just don't see the vision, and it's okay, you know, as long as you're taking the step and you're doing what you need to do, you know, people are going to see you and salute you. And if they don't salute you, you know, they may not show it, but deep down they know, you know, they know what you're about. So, you know, so that's basically where I was at. Those 48 hours, 2 days, I sold everything. And that right there just showed me how much like just hustling could do for you. You know what I'm saying? And by the time my brother came back, you know, like he was mind blown because he didn't have no idea how to move any product. You know what I'm saying? And I was basically the missing piece. I had to drive. I was inspired, and I was young, and I still am. You know, so all those values are with me till today. You know, at that moment, it was just you know, maybe this looks like it's written for you. Take the journey. Right. You know, so I made sacrifices, you know, to make it happen, and you know, now I'm here today.
That's crazy that you was talking about being a hustler. So talk to me about the hustler's mindset when creating a brand. So when creating a Straight Out the Motherland, talk to me about your hustler's mindset. Going a little bit more deeper.
So first and foremost, like, when it came to the hustle, you know, it's certain ways. It depends on whatever industry that you're in. But becoming a salesman, like, I feel like I was able to attract people from my personality. Like, a lot of people, like, went with the personality, you know, and who I was as a person, and, you know, the motivation that I had to just come to you with my product, you know, instead of, like, delivering or waiting for you to order. It was more something that was more physical. And, you know, by the time they probably may have purchased a product and went back, you know, they probably want more. And that's just because, you know, they got to meet, you know, someone who created something and presented right to them, you know. So in that case, you know, it's all about the approach that you have with things. So I was very deliberate. I was not scared to explain, you know, what I'm about, you know, what's my intention, and everything led to sales. You know, my main thing was sales, but as far as the drive, it wasn't focused on sales. It was focused more on people and how I could make sure people had a good experience when it came to even encountering the brand, you know.
And like, I know family is a big part of your brand too as well. I'm researching you, and also your brother too as well. Like, your brothers, y'all both co-owners of Straight Out Motherland.
That's right.
So how is it important that you guys have like a closely knit bond and making sure that this brand is the way it is right now? How is it important?
So first and foremost, like, when you start like a family business, you gotta understand in the beginning that things should be split into two. You know, y'all personal relationship should be one thing, and business relationship should be one. You know, just in case things go too good or they go too bad, we know that it won't interfere with the personal relationship. So I think that's one thing, you know, that I'm starting to learn now, and, you know, that we're now identifying and trying to, like, keep split into two. Before I started Motherland, like, me and my brother's relationship was like really big bro and little bro type of thing, you know. And throughout the time, I feel like I had to fight to get that same relationship, you know, because when you do get into business, and, you know, if the little brother's the creator and the one that's pushing the brand, and it doesn't really turn into a situation where it's still big bro and little bro from the personal relationship, because you have, as a CEO, you have orders to make, and then you got feedback, you know, from your co-owner or whatever the case may be, and that just got to be something that's understood between both parties, that, you know, this isn't about big brother and little brother, but this is about the sake of growing this empire. So it's like, you know, when it comes to family business, always make it clear, you know, we love each other, like, we love each other, but this is what it is. And when I'm saying it, or when he's saying it, it isn't jumping into any personal problems or any good things of the personal relationship. Y'all figuring out something that millions of people can encounter. So it's like, you got to be straightforward when it comes to that.
Yeah, so it's good that you're talking about family and shit, because it's like, it's crazy, because we went to the pop-up shop 2 weeks ago from today. Yeah. So we seen that you had a lot of people around you. So talk to me about how good unity is with you, like, whether we were friends, family, whatever.
Yeah, so I like to have like everybody that's been with me from the jump around, because it's basically what keeps me grounded. My brother's around. I got family. I got friends that were with me before I started Motherland, that has continued to support the brand when I started, till now. And with that being said, to even go even deeper, that's just the people that's around me. But when it comes to Motherland as a brand, it basically represents Africa as the very first birthplace, the human race. So like, on the business aspect, my goal is to like go back home to Africa like as much as I can, just to get that feel and understand that everything that I'm doing now is represented through them. So it's just you need a sense to always stay down to earth and stay grounded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can't no money get in between the way you should feel about your movement. Can't nobody make you feel away or feel off, when you're down to earth. So first and foremost, for the business, like the goal is to always be around, the name that was created, and that was Motherland. That's me being back home in Africa. But as far as when I'm here in New York, when I first started, I was out the trunk, and my customers were basically friends and family when I first started. So it's like, when you're down to earth and you're around people that knew, what it was like even starting it, it's no way you could grow a big head. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, there's always somebody that's going to let you know that's not, that met you after you got your situation, and, people are just becoming yes men. You got to be around people that's going to keep you grounded, So yeah, man, like everything just feels organic. It feels genuine. Motherland till this day still doesn't feel like a job. It's more of a passion, and I try to keep people around me that also sees it as a passion. As we grow older, people have like situations where they have their jobs or careers or, other personal things going on in their life. But whenever like I gather like the pop-up shops and everything, I just want people to just, let go of like the real life and just, tap into the perception of Motherland and how we started, and just get that feeling. And, and I feel like when things are that way, life isn't too Armstrong. Sales isn't too Armstrong because you're too busy experiencing the best out of the situation,
And this, you mentioned about pop-up shops, right?
Yeah.
I know last year you did a pop-up shop in Harlem. You gave
Soho.
out
Soho.
Sorry, I'm
2020.
sorry, 2020.
2020, yeah.
2020. Sorry about that.
Soho.
So
Don't get that messed up.
I know. You gave every single merch for free, right? Why? Like,
Because, bro, the thing is, right, okay, on a business aspect, there's an investment and a return of investment. And, whether you pay yourself or you pay for services, whether it's photography or venues or whatever the case may be, things have to be black and white, right? Things have to work out for everyone. For me, and the team, we didn't want to jump right into that because what basically got me to this point was not just sales, but it was the spirit of the brand, and everyone that's been reaching out to me and purchasing was more like, yo, it's something about this. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, if I'm getting all these people that's getting the same feeling that I feel, yes, you collect currency in exchange for product. You know what I'm saying? But that was never it never felt like that was the transaction. Mm-hmm. It just felt like the tool, and I feel like at that moment, God put me at a certain standpoint where, I could focus more on the spiritual and like the deeper substance of what this whole thing represents and why it's even a business, that we were able to put all of that to the side and just take that Thanksgiving weekend to just appreciate everybody that showed up, and so when people did show up, they then found out everything was going to be for free. It wasn't like a stunt where we told them like it was going to be for free and come. Yeah. So that was definitely mind-blowing that everybody showed up. So I took time to really explain to them that y'all making this a business. Y'all probably coming here to like purchase the product and y'all want the product so bad. But it's like I'm here to explain, no, it's not only about the product. Like because y'all here, you know, I may never have to focus on anything else but this, you know. And when you get so much support, people probably don't really pay attention to that. They're just focused on the product. So that was when I had to step in and interrupt everybody, like before currency, before transactions and everything, which we will get into a few pop-up shops later. Let's take this time to just like understand that like y'all basically changed the kid's life. I was lost in August before I started Motherland. You know what I'm saying? So like for everyone to show up, you know, I had to give a thank you, and not just a verbal thank you, but something that they're going to remember, something that you remember 2 years later. You know, so it's like it's more of a deeper thing than just the transactions, you know. So I feel like at that point I wasn't at a perception where it was just about the currency. You know, obviously that's what you need to maintain a business, but for me it's like if it wasn't for everyone that showed up, I probably would have not found, you know, my journey. So yeah, man, that was just a thank you. You know, that was just a thank you.
And that experience within pop-up shop, like why do you try to go up to that route on doing pop-up shops instead of like actually owning your own shop of even like distributing your own clothes? Why you chose that route?
So I feel like everything is still in the start. I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. Like when it comes to running a business, like even when I just explained, you know, how we gave everything away, like I'm still at a perception where it's more passion over the business. You do have to have, you know, a balance. You know, passion is basically why everything's happening in the first place. Business is what's gonna maintain it. So these pop-up shops, these mini tours that I'm doing is just to interact with everybody physically and verbally, you know, just to feel that, yo, this thing is real, and for them to feel that it's real. So when it comes to really locking in on the business, like I feel like Motherland and it as a business is probably going to start for me probably when I become like 30 years old, and I'm only 23 now.
You're older than me.
So it's like my intentions right now isn't too much based off the money. Yes, I want a house, I want the family, I want the cars or whatever the kid, whatever life has to offer, you know. But I'm still stuck up in that mode where it's like, you know, I'm a kid from the hood. I grew up in the hood and I didn't have no opportunities. And now the opportunities that I have are people that look just like me, that are younger than me, that lived the life that I lived, you know. So my intentions is from now until then is to continue to meet the 18-year-old me over and over and over and over and over again, you know, before I decide to, you know, this is what we're doing on the business end and this is what we're doing here and there and there, and really locking in. So I feel like I want to spend most of my young ages being able to touch as much kids that have to offer to the brand, you know.
It's good that you talk about building up the community, because I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior in high school. I saw the brand probably like 2020, because my school is predominantly like it got a lot of African kids in it. So you see a lot of people rocking the brand and shit like that. So you talking about doing the college tours and everything like that. Did you expect your brand to reach more of the younger audience than it did like with the older people?
Great question.
That's a good question.
Great question.
So when I started, I was just reaching out to friends, and a few months after that, you know, at that time I already graduated high school. I was a freshman in college, and I was taking a semester off when I was doing everything. But when I noticed that like teachers and principals of high schools and everybody was getting involved with the brand, and high school students were wearing the items, that's when I understood like, okay, maybe this is not just a brand for my friends and acquaintances, but it's literally a generation right under me that's wearing it. So it's like when those guys get older, you know, am I just going to stay stagnant and continue to keep it as a friendly brand? Or am I going to continue to try to empower the next 18-year-olds moving forward after them? So, yeah, the intention was to basically understand that, Mo, you're not the star. Like, you're the messenger. and you have to message what the brand is and what it represents through all generations. Because literally, it spoke bigger than just the trunk that I had and the product that was in there. You know, people from high school was wearing it. Older people, from mothers to fathers to teachers to principals. And it's like everybody had a relationship to it, you know? So at that point, it's more about distributing the items the correct way and making sure that everybody has a taste to understand what Motherland represents. So,
And this is more so a personal question. Now, before I get to the personal question, like I would like to say thank you.
Yeah.
Not only that for welcoming the S.O.T.M team to the pop up shop as well, but it's like you guys made it more home well for us.
Yeah, you did your thing with that one, bro. I
Yeah,
can tell you that.
I
You did your
appreciate
thing with that one. You went crazy, bro.
And it's like from something that we were standing in line for till after we purchased our product, we in three was talking with people for 3 hours, and like having those people around that's like have the same mindset as you. And not only that, like a lot of looking at other clothing brands, what differentiate you from other clothing brands is the simple fact that like it's a message behind it. Not a lot of people have a message. People want people to buy the product just to buy the product. It's like something about Straight Out the Motherland just like brings me to me where it's like, all right, it's a message behind it. And it's like, I appreciate that because not a lot of people have that. It's genuine.
They don't have the genuinity. They don't have like the heart. People just make the brand to make the money off of it. I fucked with how like it don't matter if it's 1 million people at the pop-up shop, 2 people at the pop-up shop. You made sure everyone felt welcome at the same time. Like we was there, bro, talking to your mans for hours. Like that was probably one of the best conversations I ever had in my life. Like I really messed with the community and shit like that. So
yeah, bro, I just understood, like, I started to understand early that money was just a tool, you know. When I first had the product in my possession, it wasn't much about selling it. It was more of like, okay, this is the product and the transaction, like the currency is the tool that I have to meet more people that are like me. You know what I'm saying? So no disrespect to anyone that, you know, wants to just focus on the money and less meaning or whatever the case may be. If that's what they do, that's what they want to do, you know. But this is something that I want to like last generation, like for generations. And if I wasn't doing Motherland, I would never probably have met you guys. You know what I'm saying? So we met through this product, but we're having a conversation about deeper things.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's a different situation when you think about like life as a whole. You know, the biggest like act in the world to do is basically inspire. You know what I'm saying? And that's through what you do. Like whatever you do, that's the tool. Like for me, like I want to touch millions of people in the world, but not just through transactions, because that's basically something that someone printed.
Right.
As far as currency, as far as product, that's what somebody like stitched and put together. That's material. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is materialistic. So it's like, it's all about the people you touch, the people that care about you when you go. Like, what type of legacy are you going to leave behind you? You know, because at the end of the day, like, if you were to leave the world, like, everything that you probably may have thought was, you know, worth making you better, whether if it's clothes, cars, you know, money, like, you're leaving that behind. You know what I'm saying? Someone else is going to pick that up. You leave the world, someone's gonna buy that house. Somebody's gonna sell it to someone. So all that stuff don't really like matter to me, and I understood that at a younger age. So it's like for me, it's about everyone that I'm able to meet through it. You know.
And you want to go?
Yeah. So to talk about the question, it's like, and this is far from. How did you develop that character, whether that humble character? Because you could really pop your shit if you wanted to. You could, like, but it's like that like humbleness, and not only humbleness, it's like the integrity. Like, how did you develop that character? How did Mo develop that character so he could display it to the other people, and to Straight Out the Motherland?
So when I was younger, like, I was always like, I was always small. And I played basketball, like, and everybody knew me as the small kid. And like I always wanted to be noticed as a basketball player, but like I understood that I immediately stood out because I was literally playing the same sport as everyone, but I was just like the team guy. You know what I'm saying? So like it was always fascinating to so much people like how small I was. And for some reason, like people like immediately seen that, yo, this kid got heart. We're gonna put this kid as the captain. I've been captain middle school, high school teams, all type of stuff. So it's not even the fact where I'm saying that, you know, I love attention. You know, everybody loves attention. It just depends on what type of attention it is. But it's like it was already instilled in me that somehow, some way you stick out. You know, so with that being said, like it's just a situation of understanding that I was picked out, you know, for something specific, and at that time it was my height and how like different I was from everybody, and I feel like that put me in the limelight to understand that, you know, the way people treat you and the way people like see you means more than just whatever it is itself. You know what I'm saying? So when it came to this situation with Motherland, like it's basically understanding that, yeah, people are gonna support maybe because of who I am. You know what I'm saying? But it's like once I understood that it's all about how you treat people, you know, since me being young, like that was when I started to see like, okay, like, so none of this stuff matters. Like it may give you a boost and people may say like, oh yeah, you might be more cooler or whatever the case may be, but that doesn't really represent, you know, who you are as a person. So it's like whenever I see a young dude walk into like a pop-up shop, you know, I think of like a younger me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that kid wants to be appreciated somehow, some way, you know, and not just, yo, what you want, purchase. And you know what I'm saying? Right. It's more like everybody has a specific type of attention that they want. And, you know, some people may be shy, some people may be quiet, but bro, in this life, like everybody wants to be recognized for something, you know, and there's a good majority of people like me that want to be recognized for the right things. So it's like whenever I run into a customer, you know, it's all types. People are into like all different things in this world, you know, good or bad. But I know, you know, when everybody first becomes like born in this world, it all starts off like, you know, everybody was good about something. Life just shaped them in a certain way. So like it's just understanding how life works, bro. And just making sure while everybody's here and everyone that you touch, just make sure that you have a real genuine connection and you make sure to value them, whatever it is that they bring to the table, because that's what makes them unique. You know, if everybody wasn't unique, then what would be the whole point of this world?
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a bar.
That is a bar. And that's a clip.
That's a clip.
Yeah.
That's a bar. That's a clip.
Yeah. And this is also a good question. You mentioned that each and every single like, you know, ethnic group, background, you name it, race, they all have their own type of motherland, right? And they all have their own type of singular unit, but you make it seem where everybody is one with one tribe, with one unit, and it all originate through obviously Africa and all that type of stuff. Do you in the future, do you envision of like doing other like countries and representing like showing and tell of like other different type of countries, cities, continents, you name it, to your brand and then represent like different countries other than Africa?
Yeah. I want to do it right now, to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
Like God just ain't give me the budget yet. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's gonna be in due time. We manifesting that.
Right. Yeah. Like God ain't give me the budget yet. But it's like I know what I want to do for the rest of my life, and I know like it's gonna be like for me and the way I see it, it's gonna be most fulfilling that anything in this world has to offer. You know, because once again, if you get paid or whatever amount you desire to that you think that's gonna make you happy, you know, once again, that's the tool. You know what I'm saying? Like I just need the tool to get me to show the rest of the world what life is really about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why, like, for example, the Thanksgiving pop-up shop, I want to do that Thanksgiving because that's when everyone is giving thanks and they're thankful for something. You know what I'm saying? The products and everything, the designs is cool. Like, we from New York, like, we all know how to dress. Like, like that's
a fact.
like, yeah, we like are about that. You know what I'm saying? And I know what people may like, but I also understand that, like, the spirit and, like, the deeper substance is beyond the clothing, beyond the currency. And it's like, if I'm able to do what I could do at a small scale of, you know, the people who are like me, the people who come from where I'm from, you know, from a pop-up shop, so let it be. But what if you could do that in Dominican Republic and do it in Jamaica, you know what I'm saying, and do it in Africa, and say, hey, out of the 30 continents of this place, you know, I want to do 5 this year and then do 5 at this continent, whatever the case may be. You know, it's like you just want to, like, touch good fucking people in the world. You know, that's what it's all about. You know, a job is a job, yes, but you clock in and you clock out and you're working, you know, but it's like, when are we going to take time to appreciate, like, the world, appreciate the people that are in it besides holidays? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if I could do that 24/7, like, it ain't nothing else to really, like, much ask for, you know, and you could do it for the rest of your life. Come on.
That's tough.
So talking about marketing, so one thing I realized, I gotta give you big props with that. Marketing game is tough. So
that's a fact.
So going to the question here, right? When creating a business, marketing plays a major factor in spreading your business. How important marketing is to you, to you and Straight Out Motherland?
It's everything, because once again, like, I never wanted to make it about sales. Like, I always think about it all the time. Like, when I first started, it was all about, yo, you want to purchase, you want to purchase, you want to purchase. Like, that is how I started, and I think about it like, yes, but it's like, I don't know, maybe people left me on scene because it's a situation where it's like, yo, like, all we do is purchase.
Yeah.
You know, all we do is pay bills. All we do is buy clothes. So, like, you know, maybe I can't support you right now, whatever the case may be. But when I tapped into, like, the creativity to show them what it really represented, I guess it went deeper than the transaction. The transaction was just for them to get a feel of what Motherland was like. So it's like, it's just a thing where I understand it's not about, you know, making the sale. That's the answer, and that's what's going to work for you to continue to do what you do. But it's like, when you market it in a certain way, like, it's all about the feeling and, like, the emotional connection people are able to take from it. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's so much hoodies in this world. Like,
Fuck with the hoodies too.
Good looking, appreciate that. You know, we're gonna make sure the materials A1.
Nah,
like,
for sure.
like, yeah, we not, yeah, we not about to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not about to play, but it's like, you're gonna make sure. Well, I'm gonna make sure that, like, besides looking nice, wearing the craziest colors and wearing the best outfits, whether if it's 2020 or 2030 or 2040, like, we got that in us. Like, we good for it. But, like, what are you marketing besides the product? You feel me? Like, what's the lifestyle behind it? Like, are you trying to touch a kid from high school? You know, are you trying to reach out to a college student that's going through finals week this week? Like, what's the real connection besides just getting fly? Because, like, that comes in, like, it's always going to stay, but it's trends. Like, something that we wear 3 years ago and we look at the photo now, we might not like.
Be like, nah, that shit ain't it.
Yeah. So, like, even right now, like, what we in December 10th? December
I think so.
December 10th.
Yeah, December 10th, 2022. Right now, today, like, you're gonna look at this 5 years later, and, you know, for me as a creative, I don't want y'all to look at these videos like, yo, remember when we was wearing these old ass sweatsuits? Yo, this shit was everything back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Like, I never want to look back at an old picture again in my life where, like I'm so ashamed of how I used to dress. So I really try to keep things at a specific cool level, but push more of the meaning and the marketing and what's the substance. Because what y'all gonna take from this moment here is what we're talking about. You know, so if Motherland represents more of what we're talking about, you know, then the clothing still is alive later, rather than me just, you know, dressing up all swagged up or whatever, and we talking about how swaggy and fly we are, and whatever the case may be. Like, you're gonna listen to that interview 5 years later and be like, yeah, word, Motherland was, or yeah, this was. I remember when this happened. But when we're talking about substance, things that you could take, like from real life and still apply it later, something that grows well in age like a book, you know, that's what I'm all about, you know.
And it's crazy that you're saying all this, because like the way that we do our brand, and also how the team like configure like certain moves and all that stuff, like we put the world as our logo because we're trying to show everybody. We're trying to show everybody in every single race that we are all one together. And the fact that you said that that message to your brand, it makes it even more deeper. And also like now we're ranked in Nigeria for podcasting, which is unbelievable accomplishment. And obviously we're getting there. We're trying to like push to more countries and so. But Nigeria was the first ever like country that like
shout out to y'all, man.
Shout out to them. And also like we started this from nothing basically. Like it just came from my idea. Like I was just watching like Pulp Fiction and American Gangster, and then Samuel L. Jackson was saying move, and then Denzel said sudden, and I had an epiphany, and I talked to Noel and Janelle about it, and then ever since then, here we are. So for you, who is that artist? Who is that fashion company? Who is that person that sparked that idea for you?
If there is any, because some people don't even got.
Because maybe not even only that, the Motherland was the inspiration for it. Whether that's like, and to double back on his question, right? It's like, what made you want to learn more about the Motherland and the Motherland and back home itself? That's not a lot of people touch back home. It's like, what made you want to touch back home and understand and learn about your whether that's all our home country.
So first of all, like, if I'm gonna get all this support, you know, even if it's people are purchasing just to support Mo, but the main product that's being pushed is the logo that's on our chest. So it's like, am I just gonna continue to sell and not really know what it feels like to be back home? Like, I'm willing to go back home and you know, people see me, oh, that's the American boy. No, I'm not the American boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm from where y'all from. And I'm in New York pushing something that people represent so hard, you know, that people live a real lifestyle for. So, yeah, I'm going back. And I'm going to get, like, down to earth with y'all. What y'all doing today? Like, that's what I'm doing then. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all about your intentions, you know? Like, people always, like, talk about this situation where it's like, you know, I'm a go shoot a music video here, you know what I'm saying? Just to look good, and I'm going to leave. Right. You know? Like, in this case, it's more of, like, God presented this opportunity, and it represents something so deep that not only that I want to go back to Africa and be like, yeah, you know, because they support me, I'm going to support y'all. Nah. Like, it's more of like, I want to feel like the same way that these guys may feel when they interact with me and purchase product. I want to feel the very first birthplace of the human race. Like, I want to feel that. What is it? How are y'all living? You know, and at this day and age, I'm 23, and, like, I just started chasing my goals, and, like, the idea of a business is not even where I want it to be. So it's like, I can't do much, but at least I could feel what it's like, you know? So whenever I'm creating a new design, or whenever I do want to touch, let's say, like a Paris or whatever the case may be, I have a specific spiritual feeling that, you know, what I'm doing is right and it aligns well with the universe. So it's like, you know, it's all about just making sure the intentions are set, not just to look good or just to say, hey, everything is connected because, yes, I do go back home. Nah, it's all about, does it align well? Like, does it all make sense? You feel me?
Nah.
So,
Felt that.
Speaking about that, we talking. How was it going back home? Like, how was it? Like, because that's one of, when I was talking to me, John Paul and Noel, we was talking about like places we would want to go to. I want to go to Nigeria and Cameroon. Shout out to my man's G's because he's from Nigeria. So talk to me about going back home, like everything, the feel, like the people in general.
I'm going to talk about the feel first, right?
Yeah.
So, like, let's say you at a school, right? Well, yeah. So y'all can feel with me. So let's say y'all at a school and y'all selling all this product at a college pop-up shop. You know, when you walk in, you see a classroom, right? You hear plenty of students talking, you know, you feel like you in a school environment.
Yeah.
But the reason why you're there is because they want something that you got, something that you represent. Like, you got a substance or something. So when they see you, it's not as like you're an artist or you're a superstar, you're a celebrity, but it's like, this is the boy that like is free. And what I mean by free is he's stepping foot into a college room, and then he could step foot a few hours later in like the real soil and dirt of Africa. So it's like the feeling of all of this is just the fact that I'm able to go to one point to like introduce a business and go back to the real feeling of being home and what it's like. It just puts me in a perspective where it's like, all right, I'm pushing whatever it is to move forward into a career, but I'm also getting that freedom, and that's the freedom of sitting with 5 more African kids with you watching a soccer game. Like that's what life is all about. You know what I'm saying? So like the feeling of that gives me the courage to walk into a classroom and everybody's like, okay, he's here, and you know, you in a situation where do I just get anxious and say, you know, this is who I am and I'm here to do this? Or you just stand up like, yo, I was just African. I got to feel it. So it's like now you at this space like, yo, this is who I am. This is what I do and this is what I'm pushing. Like you more deliberate with it, you know? So it's like that feeling, it just automatically gives a dude like all the confidence that's needed because it's a specific connection alignment to everything. Like instead of reality of the rental that you're getting or the gas or the amount of money that you're gonna make or whatever the case, you know, like you could live in that world or you could live in the perception. It can either be perception or reality, and I just choose perception. I'm like, okay, I'm in this classroom because I was just in Africa getting this feel. So like everything I'm about to say to you guys, it feels so real.
Right.
So when you talk and people are listening, they just like looking at you like, wow, you know, I'm more caught up on that than just, is everything going to go well? When you guys were online, you know, my question, you could either be in reality, how much people's going to show up today? Are people even going to come? Is Brooklyn too far? Or is it like, who's online? What are they about? Why they even support this brand? Wow. You know, so that's what I'm caught up on. Like, I've never been in a situation where I had to think too much of the reality and less of the perception. And I feel like that's what got me so far. I've always thought about who is this one person, right, that's online? Who is all of these 500 people online? Like, Soho Pop-Up, I came and I hugged every single person. It took like
You're not even lying.
20
Either.
minutes. It took like 20 minutes. Everybody's caught up in reality. Yo, Mo, how are we gonna? Yo, the cops is coming. They're gonna block. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chill. It's Thanksgiving week. Like let's appreciate what was created in Africa and give the people the right vibe. Let's remember some names. Let's meet some people.
Right.
Like, reality is gonna happen, but I promise you, God is watching. Like, make sure you touch these people. They close the venue down. Oh, what? The venue is materialistic. It's materials in there. You feel what I'm saying? There's a house and there's a home. Do you want a home or you just want a building? You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I want it to feel a certain way. Do you get what I'm saying?
Nah, that's another clip. That's another
I could
clip.
jump into right now, like, right? I could jump. I don't even remember the other question. How does it feel? How does it look or how does it see? I'm caught up on how does it feel.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? When I walked in here, the first thing that I said was like, yo, like, it's warm in here. You feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all looking cozy. You got your button on the Motherland. You got your button on.
He got his off.
It feels a certain way.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, before you guys are thinking about, damn, what time we got to leave out of here and what's going on tomorrow, how do y'all feel right now? Like, are y'all just letting that fly by? You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's just how I look at everything. The next question that y'all going to ask, whatever the case may be, yes, everything is programmed, but how are you feeling when you first ask the first question? Why are you thinking about the fifth question if you're not feeling the first question?
I think it's just more so the simple fact.
Yeah.
Now this is like
That's a 360 on us. Like, that's crazy.
You know?
It's just more so the simple fact of wanting to be too perfect and not understanding the moment and
not
thinking
what life
about
is
the
about.
future.
Yeah.
So it's like having like feel, like when you're talking about feel, it's like we're more so like not even saying we're more so, but it's like you're so caught up in what the future may hold to the point where we don't look at the present and don't feel the present. So it's like that answering your question. So damn, I never had that.
Cause question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is 30 years old promise to y'all?
Hell no.
No.
Like, can the world end right now?
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So, like, what's the intention? Like, is the intention to get the most money and drive the best car? Like, but how do you feel in that car? And how do you feel when you get the money? Like, what are you doing with it? And how are you gonna translate that into feeling?
I always say,
You know?
I'm sorry to cut you
Nah,
off.
you go.
I always say this to everyone. When you're entering those type of spaces,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to entrepreneurship or business in general, always have an open mind, because like in this world is always caught up on attention, you know, like glamour, fame, greed, and all that type of stuff. But if you could separate that, and if you could leave a mark within this world and all that stuff, you'll be remembered and also revered and also respected. What we're trying to do, and also what you're trying to do, you're trying to be well respected, and also trying to be leave a mark towards not only Africans but to everyone,
Yeah.
to every people.
And I think that, and it goes
Same
back
thing
to
with
that.
us.
It goes back to that question when you're talking about feel. That's a deep ass question. So it's like the feeling. It's like even when we turn on the cameras, it's not even like for the views. It's like sometimes it gets to the point where it's like it's not even be for the views. It's more so for like I remember at one point when I was young, it's more so the voice. I didn't have a voice or wasn't able to portray or say how I feel. So it's like having this outlet and doing it on a high scale, especially with my brothers, John Paul, Noel, and even you, because we just gained a brother today. So it's like not even a brother today, but in the previous, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like more so gaining the feel and like making somebody else feel appreciated. Like I want to be able with especially with this brand, it's just more so have somebody feel like they have a voice and being able to express how they feel without having to feel closed in or worry about whatever who's saying what's saying what.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And
yeah, man.
and this is my last question. What do you envision yourself in 5, 10, however long? What do you envision yourself in this brand?
there's things that you write down that you want to manifest, right? And then there's God that tells you, not this yet, that, but this, but that, you know? So once again, like, for me, for what I write down, what I envision, you know, yes, it is a little bit more personal between me and God, but I could give y'all, like, the outline, you know? From this day and age, like, where I'm at is to touch everyone younger than me at my age, and really experience as much people that are like me and younger than me as much as I can before I jump into the work world. Like work is serious. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, in business you got to be serious. But it's like, if I never jumped into passion first, I would have never had the business. So it's like, yeah, I want to still be able to be passionate. You know, I don't want to wake up and read no emails. You know what I'm saying? That's why people have a hard time to get in contact with me now. But it's like, whenever I see you, it's like, okay, cool. It's time to experience each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to do more of that before I sit behind the office and then whatever it is, if I have an ambassador that's 23 and I'm now 30, you know, I can now instill, like, yo, this is what we do, this is how we do that. Or if I have an intern here, this is what we do, this is how we do that. I'd rather do that when I'm, like, older. You know? So all of that, CEO, the boss, and all that, like, you know, for right now, that's all out the window, because I'm still caught up in passion and finding the people who are as most passionate as I am. And I'm probably going to be like that when I'm 30 as well. But yeah, the goal is to, bro, in New York City, it's like every 18-year-old, 17-year-old, like, that I'm seeing that's playing basketball or that's playing this sport, that's got a book bag, that's on the bus, like, all of those people is me. So it's like, like, where you from? Like, what's your goals? Like, what you want to do? Like, I know you probably curious on what's it going to be like when you first turn 21. This is what I do. You know, this is what Straight Out the Motherland represents. This is what we do every Thanksgiving weekend. And, like, everyone around us is just organic and just living at that moment that, like, it ain't more of, like, what's the business like? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I do get into the 30s, like, I just want to make sure I get the same mode as 23 now all around the world, like, everywhere. That's first and foremost. Like, I want Motherland Moes all around the world. I want to be able to speak to Motherland Moe New York at 3 p.m. and then speak to Motherland Moe in China at goddamn 3 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's just what I'm on for the future, you know, globally. But right now I'm using my God-given capacity and God-given talent, and I feel like where he has me at right now is New York. You know what I'm saying? Every time I wake up, I have this, like, picture of, like, the city, like Battery Park, of Empire State and everything, and the water behind it, and, like, I just look at it like, yo, God want me to focus on this right now, because the population is so crazy in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens. Right. There's so many high school basketball teams. There's so many football teams, like, that if I showed them what Motherland represented, oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, it ain't even about, it's so much people, I need a team. Nah, forget about all of that. I want to talk to all of y'all. Like, people want to order, they're going to have to wait. I want to meet everyone. I want to meet everyone now. You know what I'm saying? Before you got to be closed in the house. Then you got your kid over here. Then you got your wife. You got to pick up this person from school. And like, come on, bro. Like, right now, like, that's just what I'm about. And, you know, hopefully God continues to, like, see the vision that I have, and he sees it for me and lead me in the right direction where I could continue to do this. You know, because sometimes you do have to jump into reality. Right. You know, how is this going to sustain, you know, your life on a reality aspect, you know? So it's like I jump into reality every here and then because, you know, you got things you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got things that you got to handle and everything. But it's like, if you align with God in a specific way, I feel like he's always going to make sure that as long as your intentions are clear and, you know, you got something that you want to do so bad, you know, he's going to make it happen. Even if there's a no for you right there, maybe that no is to open you up for later. So it's like, I want to just continue, bro. Like, there's going to be, for y'all, like, y'all even got to understand, like, right now there's three of y'all, younger ones, from all different places that's probably going to watch this, and they're going to come straight out the ground, like, with it.
Facts.
Oh, this is BMW podcast. Yeah. But that's what the best thing to do in this world is inspire. You know what I'm saying? So with everything that I do, you know, I try to keep it at a situation where, you know, people can't copy Motherland, because there isn't a copy of that. You know, there's people that you probably say, yo, this is Sudden Moves podcast. Like, this ain't, like, y'all can't copy this. But y'all got to understand, like, whenever y'all start going crazy, like, people want to be like y'all, and y'all got to accept it. Like, yes, like, the biggest act in the world is to inspire. And, like, God is showing me, because you got people that want to be like you and doing what you're doing. You get what I'm saying? And, like, if ain't nobody copying or ain't nobody taking the clap that you do in the beginning, like, you ain't doing what you really, like, your purpose may not be that. Yeah. So it's like, whenever you're doing what you're doing, yeah, always be different, but understand people are going to try to do whatever. You can't be mad at that. You got to look at God like, all right, he's showing me I'm doing what I need to do. So now I really got to get creative. And now I really got to put a patent on everything, not just on the LLC and trademark, right, but what's your vibe like? Because they can't steal that. You feel what I'm saying? What's your real relationships like? You know that person. They know that person, but you don't know them how I know them. You feel me? So yeah, bro, that's what I'm on right now. Like, I see little me's everywhere. But before I've seen that, I understood I want to reach all the, like I said, all the 18-year-olds in New York City. What you think is going to happen? They going to want to be just like you. And you got to accept that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, bro, you got to touch the world. Got to impact. Got to inspire. And whenever they want to be like you, it's going to be a point where they understand that I can't be just like him, but, you know, I could learn. That's what Kobe did. He took a little bit from everyone. RP. Yeah. You know, he took a little bit from everyone. Jordan was 23. He became 24. He does the same moves. You feel what I'm saying? But once again, inspiration is the huge. There's many people who look up to Kobe now. Jordan is the originator. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what this world is about. Like, you don't live here forever. So while you're here, it's like, you might as well put your mark on the world. You know?
Braun's tough too. But
for sure.
But this is good, man. This is good. This is
what it's about. But you see, I'm not here to talk about, you know, how nice Motherland material is.
Yeah.
And how we got the city.
Like, I'm like,
yeah, bro. I wasn't even talking, bro.
Yeah,
I was listening,
like,
bro. Like, this shit was like really good, bro.
You know?
Any final thoughts? Anybody?
Like, we could go back to the questions, cool. But, like, I just want y'all to know, you know, and we need to show the world and anybody else that's watching this too to understand, like, it's really all about the substance. And, like, life isn't promised and is precious and is more valuable than everything that you think. You know, so it's like, while you got it, what you finna do with it, you know?
You heard him.
That's facts.
So, yeah. Straight out the motherland, man.
Facts.
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm kind of speechless. I'm quite usually asking order. I'm just like taking it in, like soaking it in type shit.
Sudden moves. Straight out of the motherland.
Straight out the motherland.
Everything will be in the bio, man. You already know.
and everybody that that we support from the previous um if it's either Sonny Stuyvesant, Divine Timing, you name it, Straight Out of the Motherland, everybody will be there.
I can't even I'm like,
Yo, this is
we
like
could go on for because it's like
it's
you
another
don't come
one.
across. You don't come across people. You want me to be honest with you? It's like you don't come across people that have the same intellectual mindset. Not only that, like have the same vision and have the same goals. It's like you come across people that has like little to no substance. It's like it's the feel's not there. It's like you have the image, but the no feel. So it's like hearing you talk. It's like I'm soaking it in. So it's like when they talk about, and I don't even like, I'm speechless right now. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm soaking everything in. And I'm not gonna lie. I appreciate this.
Thank you, bro.
Always.
Thank you for coming through, bro. So we want for the books, you know.
This is probably one of my favorite episodes. I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't even end it.
Every single like
I can't even end it.
This is a normal thing for us. So it's like
You know what I'm saying?
any single guest, they always say that this is their.
Because I have
favorite.
talks
So
with.
it's like yeah.
I have talks with these two all the time, and they have talks with me. It's like we have these same conversations. It goes on for hours. It feels like the same one right now. Like I can't.
Every time.
I could go on and on and on.
Well, we could go. Like I told you, I'm here. Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
like we.
Nah, this is one of my favorite. Like, how did you gain so much wisdom? Like, it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't come across like.
No, yeah,
It's like,
bro. Like
Even
it be
him
like
too.
that.
Like, I asked this question for both of you guys, right? How do you guys gain so much wisdom to it? It's like, and one to spread the word. I asked both of you guys this question.
So for me, well, it's apparent for me to like try to give guidance to not only for you, for Noel too as well, but for me personally, I usually am like a learner from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Like I make sure that if a person is like messed up, something like that, I make sure that that person is not defined by that mistake. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, in order for you to, like, grow from that, you have to, like, learn from your mistake and overcome that mistake. You can't let that mistake define you because at the end of the day, you can't grow from it. That's my thing. That's my piece of wisdom. That's how I am. But yeah.
What about you?
Man, what made me think like this? To be honest, I don't know exactly when, like, my mindset, like, shifted, but, like, I always feel like I could remember every year of life I lived, even when I was young, not just remembering, like, who I am or, like, basically what I've seen and how I think about everything. So, like, whenever, like, you read books or, you learn something from a movie, like, it just starts to apply to life. And I see everyone for, like, kind of, like, who they are and less of what they got. You know what I'm saying? Like, we grow up probably having, like, superheroes or role models or whatever the case may be. But when you get into your second age of life, and that's when you're adults and you're able to understand, like, your dad is not the only father. Like, there's many fathers. There's good fathers and bad fathers. Like, a father, a uncle, a CEO, a boss, a basketball player, a football player, those are all just positions to be fulfilled. Like, everyone else is people. Like, literally everyone is people. And, like, when it first starts with that, people have traits. People have characteristics. Some people are introverts. Some people are extroverts. So, like, I'm just more caught up on, like, who people really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in areas where I've been around celebrities where they finally don't have to be their job. You know, so you look at everybody as just people, and everyone is literally unique in their own way before all of this. Like before the headphones y'all got in y'all heads, or before this one piece that I got on, like we're all people. When we all go to bed, like we have to look ourselves in the mirror before we go to sleep. And in the morning, like I know everyone brushes their teeth in the morning.
I would assume so.
I hope so. You know what I'm saying? But like when you're looking in the mirror, like that's before everything. That's right before you put the chain on, or you jump in your car, or you open the garage, or you go to your corporate building, or you go to the arena. Like people is people. Like the phone and everything, like that's your closest thing to like the world. But it's like when people could just take time to be themselves, like that's where you learn. And I feel like the most place where I'm caught up in at now is like, okay, I understand the situation of Motherland and like, you know, why everyone in the world should support this brand. Like it's pretty clear. Everyone should support this brand.
Facts.
In reality, there's people that probably won't support for whatever reason. You know, people have their beliefs. You know, people have their traits. You know, people may be jealous. You know, people may not have money at the moment. Some people don't like clothes. You know, people like it's just everyone is different. But it's like while you're living in this world, how much people can you attract who are like you? How can you find those people? You know what I'm saying? Out of every jail, there's a few good people.
Facts.
So you could literally find it everywhere. So whenever I look at someone, like it ain't about, once again, bro, I'm thinking about it from a designer perspective. Like we know what it's like to look good. That's the gift that I have to continue to sell to you guys. But it's like I understood that already. So it's like, what's more? So I'm already looking into the shoes. I'm looking into everything that's materialistic that thinks that makes them up as a person. Why are you like this? You know? How were you like when you younger? You know? So it's like everything starts from a specific point where people become the way they are. And once again, I feel like for me, like I've turned this way because I've always like jumped into, okay, if celebrities could be celebrities because they make great fucking music, you know, if I make great fucking clothes and I have a real good message, is it just to be a celebrity or is to understand like what it took to get here? Right. So what I take is the mindset that I have, you know, and the first stages of everything was how can these people not support this brand? Like how?
Be like that, bro.
And it's people. It's people that want to, that understand it, and there's people that maybe don't want to understand it, and that's just how they are from whatever experience they had in their lifetime. You know, not to once again judge, you know, whatever mistakes they made, because maybe it takes Mo passing by and talking to them like, yo, this ain't about, you know, you don't want to see somebody doing good, which, you know, I probably won't deliver it like that, but it's like, yo, bro, we all unique. At the end of the day, this shit don't mean nothing. Yeah. Then from there, that'll probably change like, yo, I'm going to buy this shit. I'm going to cop it. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's like, all right, why didn't I want to support in the beginning? Is it because he looks too good when he does it and I want that? Or whatever the case may be. You know quotes where people say you got to have your enemies closer to you. You know, you want to understand the art of why you like this, you know, in any other way. The same way you guys have a gift of being able to ask, like, how did you get here? Like, what did you do? What are your past? Like, such and such. Like, what made you who you are today? So it's like, you know, everybody got their journey of who they are as a person, you know.
It's just good, bro. Once again, we did it again. We did it
Not
again.
even, it's just like,
We did it again.
and I want to give you a
again.
big shout out. I appreciate you for coming out, showing love to the S.O.T.M team, and not only that, spreading your message and your word for not only us but for the people as well. I give you a big shout out for that. And it was a couple of things that you said that kind of touched me as well.
Facts.
To the point where it's like, I'm not even asking questions. I'm shaking my head and listening. So it's like, I thank you for doing that. And damn,
It's like Mo and me. We was just sharing wisdom, like simultaneously.
now I go back to back to back.
It's
to
like,
back. Now I'm like,
nah, that's crazy. But it goes to show you that people are actually for the culture and for like your well being and for
the cause.
like the cause, which I truly respect. I respect all of y'all being here, and thank y'all.
Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, everywhere. Mo, tell them where we can find you at.
Instagram, website, online. 4 words. Straight out of 5. Straight out of straight out the motherland. You know. So y'all search that up. Y'all can find whatever it is that y'all want. Instagrams, the website. You know. Once again, that's the reality of things. We gotta shout our stuff out. You know. But I really hope that y'all, like, everyone just leaves with, like, just understand, like, what this life is really about. You know what I'm saying? But you know what it is. Straight out the motherland. Like, y'all tap in. Whatever the case. You like clothes? Cool. You don't? Hopefully you leave with a mindset of understanding that it's deeper than clothes. Because I'd rather that. You know? I'm a salesman. So, like, I know what it's like to have more customers than product. Like, that's on a day-to-day basis. Like, I always get the missed calls and things selling out, whatever the case may be. But it's like the message and the substance and the spirit is where I'm at today, you know. But yeah, I don't gotta put the at and the straight out of the motherland, you know.
Everyone's links will be in the description. Once again, we're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. What the fuck? That was crazy. That shit turned me. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and we out.
We out.
Peace.
Sure.